Well guys, the second episode of Marvel Studios' What If definitely takes more risks of remixing familiar scenarios and settings from Guardians of the Galaxy. So let's look over the many twists and turns that they do end up taking here. So first and foremost, I will say that this episode is way better than the first in taking the familiar and truly adding a wow, I didn't think that would happen element. Unfortunately, one of my complaints that still sticks around here is that maybe they should just go a little bit more wild here and, use some things that we haven't seen in the MCU. Try something a little bit more different because it is a multiverse. It is a different setting. But other than that, overall, this story does have me interested a lot more than the first episode, just by the idea of seeing Thanos, who is part of the Ravagers and Star-Lord's team. Seeing Star-Lord be this witty version of the MCU Star-Lord, because it is T'Challa. It is somebody who was born to be a leader, and you get that here. Like, he definitely comes off as somebody who has reformed many people in the galaxy that he's interacted with. One of them, again, being Thanos, who still has his ideas of how he wants to go about destroying or fixing the universe, if you will, and what it means. And everybody's like, dude, that's it's kind of like genocidal. And he's like, no. Trust me, this can work. And I like that aspect that they kept that. But again, it's that whole, it feels familiar, just slightly different. Which brings us to the Collector here. And the thing that's going on here is that they're after something that he possesses. And again, we get to see what the Collector is all about. He gets a little time to shine. We see some of his collection, which features some very familiar looking MCU items, like Captain America's shield, for example. He even has Hela's crown, and I thought that was kind of cool to see him utilize that. And there's just a bunch of great callbacks to other things in the MCU, but again, not going too wild or giving us anything. And I did like that throughout the episode, the theme of family is very much prominent and in your face, and by the end of it, T'Challa sees that maybe it's time to go back. And they do. They go back to Wakanda. He gets a family reunion. They're all hanging out there. They're having a good time. And that's where the episode ends with that story. And I thought that was great. They got what they needed. They did the heist. They did a triple cross. There's great character moments. Overall, it's a way better interpretation of what could have happened had things played out differently. And maybe that's why the first episode was so safe. It's because there was only so much you could do with the Captain America setting. But here, they truly do go out of their way to change it enough, but not enough that it feels like, oh, there's tons of new things happening. But overall, it was great to see Thanos, I think, as a highlight for me personally. And of course, for our full thoughts, breakdown, and everything that happens in this episode and where we think it's going to go, the audio commentary will be out later for all of our members. So check that out if you would like to become a community member.